Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Racecast, your highlights show for the 2020 Legion of Racers Online League. Once again, my name is Hong and I'll be your host for the season. Join me now as we take a closer look at the recently concluded round 3, catching up with the top drivers of the race, and a quick chat with a communication strategist who has vast knowledge and experience in sports. Round 3 of the 2020 Online League was held last week, with drivers competing in a designated Toyota 86 GR4 at the world-famous WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, located in California, USA. During the qualifying session, it was none other than Jonathan Wong who qualified in pole position for the Pro category, making it a hat trick of poles for 3 consecutive races. Starting alongside him in second position was Raditya Indira, followed by Marino Pratama in Lobby 1. Over in the AM category, Razaki Madrova and Jonathan Lim managed to clock extremely impressive timings during qualifying and secured themselves into Lobby 1 as well, competing with the very best and making them the top 2 fastest drivers in their category. After a long and challenging race, Jonathan Wong from Hong Kong managed to secure his dominance by crossing the finish line ahead of everyone else, making it 3 wins out of 3. With Indira Raditya and Tubagus Farhan from Indonesia taking second and third place respectively. In the AM category, Jonathan Lim from Singapore finished with a very respectable 8th in Lobby 1, making him first in the category. Razaki Madrova from Indonesia took 13th in Lobby 1, taking the second spot in the category. The final step of the AM category podium was scored by Sean Yi from Singapore, after topping Lobby 2 in first position, putting him in third place for the AM category. Now let's have a look at the top 5 moments from each lobby at round 3. It was a tight and close race among the drivers, and with championship points on the line, even the mighty corkscrew at Laguna Seca, with one of the scariest corners in the world with a 59 feet drop, failed to slow down the drivers. Now let's have a look again at the top 3 standings for both the Pro and AM of round 3's race, as well as the overall standings for the season to date. Here are the top 3 drivers in the Pro category. We have Jonathan Wong from Hong Kong in first, with Indira Raditya and Tubagus Farhan representing Indonesia in second and third respectively. And now a quick look at the top 10 drivers in the Pro category and their points tally after the first 3 rounds. Over to the top 3 drivers in the AM category, we have Jonathan Lim from Singapore in first position, Razaki Madrova from Indonesia in second, and Sean Yi from Singapore in third. And now a quick look at the top 10 drivers in the AM category and their points tally after their first 3 rounds. Over to the E-Nations Cup, where all the drivers combined their points to make their country proud. Hong Kong is still leading the charts with a total of 250 points, with Indonesia not too far behind with 240 points, and Thailand overtaking Singapore for third with 226 points. Alright, next up for this week's show, let's catch up with what some of the drivers have to say about their race, and after that, a quick chat with communication strategist Jose Raymond, as we pick his brain and understand better how the current pandemic has been affecting the sports industry.
Hello, I'm Marino Pratama from Gama Salagasing Sport. Result in round 3, I think it's far from best because I lose that place in the first corner, and I still adapt with this steering wheel because I just got this 1 week ago. So yeah, P5 is not bad overall for me. Hopefully the next round I can get the podium. See you soon.
Hi everyone, John Lim here, your very relieved M category winner for round 3. This was not a result I was expecting at all for a few reasons. One is that this is, I've never done a online sim racing league before, so door-to-door battling is something I'm still quite new to. Two is that I'm quite new to my rig. I only just bought this steering wheel like 1 week before round 3. For the first couple of rounds before that, I was using the standard PS4 controller. And the third reason is that I had quite a bit of difficulty getting the grips with Laguna Seca. In practice, before the race, I was never able to string together more than 2 or 3 clean laps at one go. I was very, very surprised to find out that I qualified for Lobby 1 because I only had 1 clean lap in qualifying. I was never able to beat that. Most exciting bit was right at the end where 6th and 7th place ahead of me were having a huge battle, and I caught up, and basically it was a drag race to the finish line, and I lost out by just 0.019 of a second. For the remainder of the league, I wish everyone else very best of luck and happy racing.
Hi, I'm Sean, and I'm glad to be finishing 3rd place in the amateur class. And this league is my first league ever. It has been a lot of fun, meeting a lot of new people in the community and giving me a lot of adrenaline, a lot of joy chasing people, overtaking and being overtaken. And I'd like to thank LOR for organizing this league and allowing us to have fun, at the same time bond with our friends and the community. And I'll see you guys at round 4. Let's go!
Overall, I was pretty surprised with the results of that race. Started 4th, had an accident early in the round, dropped to 7th place, but fortunately managed to get 3rd place after the end of that round. Admittedly, 3rd place wasn't just all my doing. Unfortunately, someone in front of me had a penalty, and the person that was supposedly way in front of us had a bit of an accident with the pits. So quite surprised I managed to get 3rd. I've been getting 4th for the previous races, so it's good to have a podium finish finally. Yeah, good luck to all the other racers out there.
In today's Let's Chat segment, we'll be talking to Jose Raymond, a multiple award-winning former journalist from the Straits Times and MediaCorp, founder of Spin Worldwide Private Limited Singapore and Spin Worldwide Sendirian Berhad Malaysia. He has a vast knowledge and experience in sports and communications. So let's see what he thinks about how the COVID-19 pandemic has been affecting sports.
Hi, I'm Jose Raymond, and I own SW Strategy Singapore and Malaysia. We are a communications and content creation firm which looks at strategies for companies which are in multiple sectors, which include in the healthcare sector, in the esports sector, in sports, in the NGO sector, as well as in politics. So we run 2 offices, one in Singapore and one in Malaysia. And we have been in operation since September of 2016. The pandemic has had a tremendous impact on the world of sports. As you can tell, around the world, there has been a stop of all kinds of leagues, and all sports activity have come to a complete halt. And I think the impact is that sports organizations or asset owners actually face multiple issues. One of it obviously being the fact that they're unable to generate revenue. And the impact of this is that, obviously the smaller asset owners or football clubs or owners of sports assets will come to a head in that they may have to go under, or they may actually face financial problems. That's one. The other issue obviously would be the fact that they're unable to engage the way in which they used to engage when sports was a norm. I mean, if you're a football fan, you'll know that watching the English Premier League is almost like religion. Every weekend we know that at a certain time, at a certain day, our favorite club will play. And with the pandemic, all of that came to a halt. And obviously, it took some time for some of the clubs to start moving. And I think now you can see that they have got Zoom sessions with fans, or they have got even in Singapore, I saw that the Football Association organized an e-FIFA tournament, which involves some of the league players. Then we also saw that I think the World of Formula One, they had an e-race, which was organized. So I think it took some time for some of these asset owners to get moving, but I think they saw that it was necessary because no one's going to know what's going to be the future down the line, especially when we come out of this, or when we're going to come out of this. I think there are a couple of ways in which asset owners, regardless whether or not it's traditional sports or even esports. In the world of traditional sports, obviously you got to start thinking about what's next, right? And in fact, you just got to start thinking about it now, because sports actually generally thrives on organizing events with lots of people. Whether or not that's going to be possible after in the next couple of months, I think it's still a question mark which no one is able to answer. But what is very clear, which is coming out of most governments, is that there needs to be safe distancing measures. There cannot be a mass amount of people congregating at the same place at the same time. So I think strategies will have to change. So if you're a stadium owner, for example, I think what's going to be important is thinking about how do you ensure that there's safe distancing strategies so that sports events can continue, the industry can continue to start rebuilding itself. But I think more importantly, it also gives rise to the opportunities provided in the esports arena. For example, I think in the last couple of months, there's been a lot of interest in esports. There's been a lot of interest in some of these tactics which organizations or even asset owners take, which allow their fans to engage through esports. And I think this is where there is an opportunity for the world of esports to take the initiative and actually push forward and to also show the value it brings to the sports arena. I think it's going to take some time for sports to recover. Yeah. People who are sports fans, right, and football fanatics or sports fanatics, we know we can feel the pain, for the players, for the athletes, when they play in front of empty stadiums. I think that is the last thing which is on the mind of athletes. Athletes are performers, and performers like to perform, and performers perform in front of a big crowd, and that's when they thrive. They need the interaction and the interactivity of the fans. When they score a goal or when they have good moves. I think that's the whole idea of sports. I think it's going to take some time for sports to recover, but as in like every other period in time when there's a bit of a break, and because of economic downturn or even world wars, sports will recover, because that is the one leveler which brings people from all races, from all backgrounds of life together. And I think it will grow, but it's just that it'll take some time for, I think, all of us to recover from this.
That's all we have for this episode of LOR Racecast. We will be having our mid-season break now, with round 4 commencing on the 7th of August. Please follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more updates. Race on, stay safe. Hong here, signing out.